Hey, welcome back. I'm Bree, and we are not in the garden this time. We were outside of the garden for a wonderful weekend away. Sometimes you just got to do that to enjoy even more that nature has to offer, get away and maybe relax, reset, recharge, explore, all the other great things about being outside. So the garden has been watered and taken care of in advance of this, as always, and I do miss it. But this weekend, we're going to take you on a fun adventure to one of our favorite state parks in North Carolina. We have amazing parks everywhere, but we are currently at Carolina Beach State Park. Going to talk a little bit more about that, where it is, why it's so special to us, and show you why it's so special. We're going to look for some exciting carnivorous plants in the area, some endemic species, maybe some rare things. And so just stay tuned, follow along, and enjoy our trip here as we just take in this beautiful area of our state. Our first stop since we arrived in town that evening was a must. It's a staple in this area. Delicious and unique burritos and Tex-Mex style food. We don't normally buy food that often for meals when we're camping, but this time we made some allowances and we really wanted to have some special food we don't normally get to eat out and have and enjoy. So we were in kind of like vacation mode for this, and it was a beautiful night to be out eating delicious burritos. After a lovely, slow, and relaxing morning, we had to come to one of our favorite donut shops. Again, treating ourselves in this kind of vacation mode time before we headed out to the beach. Sadie and the beach are a match made in heaven. She's not a swimmer, but she loves water. The waves get her super stoked, and it had been a long time since we made it for an ocean trip. So I was really excited to have her get this time. But it was way hotter than we expected it to be, and so I'm we didn't get to spend too much time here, but Sadie did get to have a blast running in the waves for a little bit and me stressing about her hurting herself or overheating the whole time. She's getting older, but this was part of her 10th birth year celebrations. She'll be 10 in July, so the ocean was a must this year. It was supposed to be cloudy today, so we are seeking the shade everywhere we can because it's really hot in all this sun that was not accurately forecasted. So while we're waiting in the shade this afternoon for it to cool off a little bit, I thought I would just use this as an opportunity to talk a little bit about why we love this park so much, why I like to come here all the time, and some of the highlights. So Carolina Beach State Park is on the coast. I think that's pretty obvious by now. And I like it. I think it's in a really conveniently situated location. It's about 20-30 minutes. You got a bug on your head? Okay. It's not too far from Wilmington, North Carolina. So that's nice, but it's like outside of that, it's like south of that, more along the coast, and it's just quiet, it's chill, it's relaxing. It's a nice area, I'd say, of the state. And then Fort Fisher is another state recreation area nearby, which is the best beach, in my opinion, to go to. There's parking, there's facilities, it's vast stretches of just more spacious areas to get to the ocean. And then there's food around if you want food, but the park itself is really fun and beautiful and special. It's on the Cape Fear River, so there's river access, which we love to go to. And it's forested as well. There's some really good trails. And I'd say pretty much every campsite is great. Like, you really can't go wrong, which is not always the case. So I do have my favorites. The one we're at this time is a new one. It's not too bad, but there are better ones that I've scoped out and gone to over the years. But they're always pretty nicely secluded. Again, it's just really peaceful. The forest and trees are all around, but the river and the ocean is right nearby. And then on those trails I mentioned, there's some really cool flora and fauna here, so plants and animals. There's our endemic Venus flytrap. There's lots of populations of that here, which is really cool. Hopefully we'll see some. There are some more of those carnivorous pitcher plants that we grow, but that grow naturally here, and in this kind of longleaf sandy ecosystem, which is also very unique. And then lots of really good wildlife. So even this morning, I heard and saw 2 pileated woodpeckers. They were doing things that male and female animals like to do. That was pretty cool. But they were knocking around. They were calling. They flew over the campsite. I always see tons of different wildlife here. Turtles, lots of reptiles and amphibians. We heard some cool frogs calling last night. And then Nate is always excited to see any snake possible. So there's some unique snakes in this area as well. I point this way because he's hiding off camera. He didn't want to be a part of this segment. But I will speak on his behalf for the snakes and any other amphibians, herps you want to see in this area that are cool. Okay, no. I will also say this park specifically is really special to me, and it's just a go-to over the years because this is the first park, the first time ever, first place that I took a solo camping trip. I don't even know how long ago it was now. I didn't have Sadie at the time. It was just me. I was like, I need to reconnect with nature. I need to get back into these activities that I love. And I came here and it was so safe and beautiful and peaceful and everyone's friendly. And again, it's just like there's so many great little things to do and see, and so it's really nostalgic for me, but every time I come, I have a wonderful, beautiful time. Um, and then you can choose your own adventure, right? Like you can kayak on the river, which I've done before. You can go into Wilmington and shop around, get some food on the boardwalk, that kind of thing. Hang out at the beach all day. I don't know. There's tons of things to do. What do you know? More food. We took our downtime at the campsite in the afternoon in the shade just to chill. And we were kind of hungry. So we were like, let's just make our big meal now. So our bellies are full. And then we had the evening as it cooled off to go out, do the plans we wanted to make happen, and really enjoy ourselves and not have to worry about coming back to cook dinner later. And it worked out really well. A quintessential camping meal right here. Like I said, there's so much to do in this area, whether you want to stick to just staying in nature or you want to do a combo, which is what we did. We got out a little bit and we got time, just outside doing recreational things. But we really wanted to come to this brewery that is super close to the campsite. You can even walk if you want to from the campground. It's so sweet and really friendly, delicious beer, very chill and relaxing. And so we had a great time just hanging out here. And of course, I had to get the beer named after Sadie, which was actually super delicious. As promised, we took some time to visit our plant friends that we always do when we're at this park and in this area of the state. We saw the beautiful pitcher plants, yellow pitcher plants, and this longleaf pine ecosystem, and some fly traps that were just getting ready to flower. Those are Venus fly traps, like I've talked about before. Those are endemic and special just to North Carolina, just as are many carnivorous plants. And so makes it super cool. And we just love to come scope them out. We're looking like really big and healthy, and we don't normally always see them right from the trail. So it was nice to see that. Like many ecosystems, especially pine tree based ones, longleaf pine savanna is no different. It's reliant on fire. So, fire is not always bad. Um, and this is remnants of a controlled prescribed burn probably about a year ago, maybe a little more. And you'll just see that when you're in these areas that there is kind of these rolling scheduled burns that happen to keep this forest healthy and thriving how it needs to be. For a variety of reasons, we actually packed up that night and we're ready to head home. We had gotten our fill. We were looking forward to the next day being a super rainy day and wanted to just get home and cozy on up before that. It was definitely not because we missed our new kitten and our cat. Definitely did not go home just to see the cats sooner. Although, if they could ever come camping with us, we maybe would have stayed longer.